Hey y'all, how you doing? So, the other day, I posted a video titled, I've Been Hexed. And in that video, I talked about my response to someone who threatened to put a curse on me. And if you haven't watched that video, you can go back and watch it when you're done with this one. But basically, in that video, I stated that no one can curse you without your permission. And so when someone threatened to curse me, I renounced and rejected their intention. I did not give them permission to curse, hex, or jinx me in any way, shape, or form. Today, I want to kind of flip the script on that and give you another perspective. When I was younger, in my early 20s, I had a teacher or a mentor who taught me a lesson about being cursed. I was in a situation where there was an older man who came on to me, and I rejected his proposition, and he threatened me physically, but also with magic. Now, I wasn't too worried about the physical part because I was on the East Coast, he was on the West Coast, but the magical part worried me more because I was a young witch, and that was something that concerned me, is how do I defend myself against magical attack? So I went to my mentor's house, this person's house, and he just happened to be in the kitchen, and I told him that, this person is threatening to curse me. And he handed me, I said, what do we do? And he handed me ice cube tray. And he said, here, fill this up with water. And I thought, oh, cool, we're going to do a freezer spell, right? So he had me fill it with water, and I was like, okay, now what? He goes, well, put it in the freezer. I said, okay. Well, what are we going to do then? If we're going to do a freezer spell, aren't we going to put something in that water? He goes, no, we're just going to, what's going to happen is that that water is going to turn into ice. I said, okay. But where's the spell? Where's the magic? Where's the ritual? What are we going to do? I don't get it. He said, Dean, when that water turns to ice, I can take it out of the freezer and put it in a pot on the stove. And I can melt that water and turn it back into ice. I can boil that water, and that water will turn to steam. And I looked at him, and he probably figured out I wasn't really getting what he was saying. So he told me, energy is malleable. Energy is malleable. When someone is threatening you with curses, they're basically sending energy, directing energy towards you. But as we all know, energy is energy. You can take that energy and transmute it into something good and beneficial, even if it's something that's directed at you that's negative. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, well, how do I do that? Well, there's all kinds of spells in hoodoo and witchcraft of dealing with curses. You got your reversing spells to send it back. You can do reversing candles, reversing baths. You can smoke yourself with sage. You can do, I think the word's Olympia, where you do the egg all over your body and crack the egg. There's all kinds of rituals you could do. But outside of hoodoo and witchcraft and magic, I'm just going to talk to you in terms of energy. How can we raise the vibration of that negative energy when it's directed at us? Well, one way we can do that is, on an individual level, identify what raises my personal power, what raises my energy. Those of you who practice magic for a long time, just a simple act of doing ritual will raise your energy. If you're Wiccan, just the process of setting up your altar, lighting the candles and incense, casting a circle, calling the quarters, invoking the gods, just the fact of doing ritual will raise your vibration. From a hoodoo perspective, prayer rituals will raise your vibrations. You know, light a white candle, put a little shot glass of clear water beside it, pray the 23rd Psalm, pray the Lord's Prayer. That will raise your vibration. That's a some general things. But on the individual level, what I have to ask myself, what raises my vibration? Well, for me, I'm an early riser in my old age. I love getting up in the morning, and now this time of year, I love walking to that front window and seeing the sun come up. I love hearing the breeze flow through the trees and the sounds of the birds. I like looking at the highway and seeing the cars coming and going, because to me that is energy, that is life going on out there. I am connected to that energy. That energy is inside of me and outside of me. Just looking at that scene raises my vibration and makes me feel better. Another thing that raises my vibration, I'm a fat boy. Y'all can see me trying to suck in my gut here, but I'm a fat boy. I love food. Sitting down to a good meal, smells good, tastes good, just smell the aroma of it. Taste it. Don't just throw it in your mouth and swallow it. Take your time chewing it, swallowing it, even cooking. The act of cooking is a magical act. I love to cook. Going in the kitchen, cooking, it puts me in a good mood. I feel like I'm in control. I feel like I'm creating something. What else raises our vibration? You know what? If you have a partner who you're in a relationship with, just the act of holding hands, hugging, snuggling, cuddling, having sexual relation, orgasms raise your vibration. And if you're single, don't be ashamed. Be your own lover. Dress up for yourself. Make yourself look pretty. Put on some cologne or perfume if that's something that you like. Make yourself smell good. And if you don't have someone to give you an orgasm, give yourself an orgasm. Don't be ashamed. Raise that energy. Get yours, So, again, energy is malleable. If someone is directing negative energy towards you, you can reverse it. You can cleanse yourself. You can do those things, but try also focusing on raising your own vibration. Because when that energy becomes attached to you, it is a part of you. It is something that you can control. It is something that you can manipulate. So learn what raises your vibrations. And you know what? Once you do that on a regular basis so that it becomes a ritual for you. For example, right now, I'm just coming off of unemployment, but I'm only working half days. So I used to usually work 8 a.m. to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Right now I'm working noon to 4:30 on a day-to-day basis. But I used to come home on Fridays and take a nap, and that really tried to, recharge me. And then I would wake up and I'd sit up late. And a lot of times I'd sit in this chair right here with a big old glass of sweet tea and some runts, and I would get in that chair and I read. And that became like a ritual for me. My nap, my, reading, my sweet tea and my runts. Now, when my doctor put me on a diet and I couldn't drink sweet tea and have runts anymore, I have a new ritual where, if you follow me on Instagram, I participate in this thing called Self-Care Saturday, where I'm taking more care of myself. So I will take a hot bubble bath. I'll have a martini, because the medication I'm on, I have to watch my alcohol intake, but I'll have a martini or a screwdriver. And I'll really, I'm doing things like having facial masks, scrubbing my feet with the loofah, things that make me look good, things that make me feel better. That's a ritual that I do. So find out what raises your vibrations, turn it into a ritual. Do this ritual on a regular basis, whether it's once a week, once a month, once a day, and you can have more than one ritual. For example, me getting up in the morning, looking out that window, that's a daily ritual. My weekly hot bath, that's a weekly ritual. Monthly, you've seen me in another video where I talked about on the last day of the month, I clean all my altars off. And on the first day of the month, I do road opening work. These are things that I do on a consistent basis that raises my vibrations. and takes any energy attached to me and turns it into something, you know, a blessing, you know. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that, and I hope you all have a great day.